Now, the limping railway system has left thousands of commuters struggling as there's little alternative for many. This morning, we're looking to see what those using the service have to deal with every day and what they would like to see. Our reporter Nobesuthu Hejana joins us live now from Cape Town. Good morning, Nobesuthu. When we look at those that continue to use the rails currently, what has been their experience?
Well, Mfundo, we are currently at Levitt Station, where a train would normally travel from Bishop Lavis to here and all the way from Langa until Cape Town Station. And from what we can see here, I mean, it's in bad conditions as the trains have not been operating here, I'm told, since 2020, late 2020. But there's a lot of activities here. If you look at some of these structures, they look abandoned. This is what used to be maybe some of the ticket box where people would come and buy tickets, but it has now been occupied by people who are known in the Western Cape as people who do scuttle. These are the people that would normally collect stuff and sell them to scrap yards. So for the longest time, this station is looking a bit like this. But I'm also going to be speaking to a commuter who has been using the train facilities for more than 50 years. He stays in the area. His house is literally next to the station, but because of what has been happening here, he hasn't been able to use these facilities. Mr. Steve Wentz, sir, tell us about, what we're seeing here. It's currently in a bad state, and you, as a person who's been using these train facilities for some time, what is your experience to what we're seeing here?
Well, for the past 3 years, the station was up to maggots, and I think with all the vandalizing and things that go wrong here, cable theft, most of the material's been carried away by no visibility of policing, bad policing, and even the railway police themselves are to be blamed because there is no policing that 100% to keep tabs on these type of things.
And you were telling me you've never actually had to use your vehicle, but because of the challenges that you've faced so far, this is what's currently happening. So tell me about the financial impact.
Yes, from a financial point of view, it costs commuters a lot of money now. See that the trains are not running. It is easier to take a train from Bishop Lavis to Cape Town or from Bishop Lavis to Belleville, where a ticket costs you a return 16 Rand. But now people's got to take a taxi from here to Elsie's River, and from Elsie's River they got to use a bus, which is extra money from the commuter already. If we see how many commuters are out of work, and people are battling. So the train line was the cheapest which they could use to go to Cape Town. But now with the current situation, I can imagine what the train is going to cost after this, shall I say, vandalization here.
And we know that Prasa has seeked and has also been awarded about 7.5 billion rand to sort of like carry out refurbishment in about 400 stations across the country. They will also look into the corridors, fixing the coach lines. Do you think that's enough, or do you think that money is a bit exorbitant?
No, I think that money is too little, and I've got my reasons for saying that. If we look at the first thing Prasa needs to do, what's the use of having all the trains here and you fix all the electricity, these lamp posts, everything? Prasa's got to do something to their fencing. Palisade fencing does not work at all. What Prasa should look at first is to have cement fencing. And cement fencing is the only answer a long time. If we look at the future, things can only get worse with a young generation not finding jobs, etc. So the best thing Prasa should do before any trains can even run. They can get billions of rands, but if they don't protect their properties.
And lastly, I just want to quickly check, the City of Cape Town has been given rights to do some research regarding what can work. Do you think that the city enough will be able to run the rail system?
I don't think so, because the city took charge, or it was a project that was implemented, the city bus service. And to me, that was not successful because look how many people were laid off. So if they can't run a small little bus service, how are they going to run the train service?
All right, thank you very much. Well, Mfundo, that was Mr. Steve Wentz, a resident here in Bishop Levis, talking about some of the challenges and what should be done in ensuring that Prasa it's able to bring back these services to commuters who have now been forced to sort of like use alternative transportation, which are also hitting hard on the pocket.
No, most certainly under such economic times. Nobesuthu, we'll leave it there for now. That's our reporter, Nobesuthu Hejana, out in Cape Town.